I do not have a relationship with Dream's mom. It's just hard to have a relationship with someone when they sue you for hundreds of millions of dollars. Rob and I are crazy close to one another. I mean, we've always been, but gotta just let a bitch know and remind them who the f you are. So they're too afraid to take advantage.
I talked to him. He was very much like in love with her. Am I missing something? How long have they not been speaking for?
Being changed. And if we don't make it known, then we're f***ing pussies. You need to scare the living daylights.
Khloé Kardashian is spiraling. And for once, it's not because of Tristan Thompson. This time, it's something even closer to home. Rumors are exploding across social media that Blac Chyna, yes, that Blac Chyna, might be back with Rob Kardashian and possibly pregnant again. One cryptic Instagram post and a single heart emoji from Rob was all it took to send the internet into meltdown. For most people, it's just another tabloid headline. But for Khloé, it's personal. Very personal. Because this isn't just a story about an ex coming back. This is a full-blown family nightmare resurrected from the dead. The woman who once dragged the Kardashians through court, accused them of sabotaging her career, and demanded over $100 million in damages, is now hinting that she's back in their lives, like nothing ever happened. And to make things even messier, Tyga, yes, Chyna's other baby daddy and Kylie, Jenner's ex, has decided to jump into the conversation with his own set of shady posts. Inside sources say Khloé feels betrayed and blindsided. She thought she was Rob's closest ally, the sister he could trust more than anyone. Now she's watching him slide back into the arms of the one woman she swore she'd never forgive. The family group chat, reportedly on fire. And if the pregnancy rumors turn out to be true, Khloé's meltdown is only getting started. But behind all the memes and headlines, there's something deeper brewing here. A pattern of toxic love, family loyalty, and revenge that's been simmering for years. Because when you dig into the history between Rob and Chyna, and the Kardashians' ongoing battle to control their own narrative, you start to see that this isn't just about a relationship. It's about power, image, and the one thing the Kardashians hate most: losing control. And if you think this is just another family feud, wait until you hear what Chyna posted that set the entire internet on fire. It all started with a single post, one picture, one caption, and one like that broke the internet. Blac Chyna uploaded a glossy photo of herself in a black silk outfit, diamonds glinting, eyes locked on the camera, captioned with just 8 words, "This love is forever to infinity, Rob." That was it. No context, no explanation. But in the world of the Kardashians, silence screams louder than words. Within minutes, fans noticed something no one expected. Rob Kardashian, the family's quietest and most reclusive member, had liked the post. It was the first time he'd interacted with Chyna publicly in years. That tiny heart was like a grenade thrown into the Kardashian universe. Screenshots flooded Twitter and TikTok. Fan pages posted side-by-side comparisons of their old couple photos with captions like, "They're back," and "Rob and Chyna 2.0. Then came the insiders. A source close to Chyna claimed the two had been quietly rekindling their relationship for weeks. Apparently, this Instagram post was her soft launch, a subtle way to let the world know that she and Rob were back together without making an official announcement. The source even hinted that Rob was happier than he'd been in years. But if Rob was smiling, his family was not. According to multiple reports, the Kardashians found out about the rekindling the same way everyone else did, by scrolling their feeds. For Khloé and Kris, that was a gut punch. No heads up, no family meeting, just a public Instagram bombshell for the world to see. The comment sections exploded with speculation. People asking if Chyna was trying to get back into the spotlight, or if Rob was finally finding closure. But behind closed doors, it wasn't closure, it was chaos. Family chats were reportedly melting down, and Khloé was furious that Rob kept her in the dark. To her, this wasn't romantic, and it was a betrayal. Because when your family learns from Instagram that your brother might be back with the woman who once sued you for millions, you don't double tap. You call a meeting, and what Khloé said in that meeting would shock even the most loyal Kardashian fans. The Kardashian group chat was apparently in meltdown mode. Within hours of Chyna's post, Khloé was on the phone with Kris, Kim, and Kylie, pacing her mansion floors, demanding to know if anyone had seen it first. To her, this wasn't just messy gossip. It was a full-scale betrayal from the brother she's always defended. For years, Khloé has called herself Rob's second mom, the one who checked in when he disappeared from the spotlight, the one who begged producers to keep his name off negative headlines. Now he'd blindsided her publicly for the entire world to see. Sources close to the family say Khloé felt humiliated, not because of the post itself, but because Rob hadn't told her. It wasn't about privacy, it was about loyalty. After everything the family went through with Chyna's lawsuit, Khloé believed there was an unspoken rule: no one lets that woman back in. Not after she sued Kris, Kim, Kylie, and Khloé for allegedly sabotaging her show and trying to ruin her career. Khloé still remembers sitting in court, hearing Chyna's lawyers say the family cost her millions. She once told cameras, "It's hard to have a relationship with someone when they've sued you for hundreds of millions." That line wasn't for TV. It was a warning. Now, years later, the warning had been ignored. Rob's little heart emoji on Chyna's post wasn't romantic. It was rebellious. To Khloé, it said, "I choose her over you." And that cut deeper than any lawsuit ever could. Kris reportedly tried to calm things down, reminding everyone that Rob's happiness comes first. But Khloé wasn't having it. Happiness? She allegedly snapped. How happy will he be when she's back on TMZ trashing us again? But as furious as Khloé was, she had no idea the situation was about to spiral even further, because the internet was already whispering something far more explosive. Blac Chyna might be pregnant again. When the first whispers hit social media that Blac Chyna might be pregnant again, with Rob Kardashian's baby, the internet went feral. Suddenly, every blurry paparazzi photo, every oversized hoodie, every conveniently cropped selfie became proof. Blogs ran wild with headlines like, "Baby Dream might be getting a sibling," and "Chyna's secret bump." Meanwhile, Khloé was reportedly livid. One insider claimed she nearly threw her phone across the room when a friend forwarded her the rumor. To her, this wasn't gossip. It was a disaster waiting to happen, because if the rumor was true, it wouldn't just reunite Rob and Chyna as parents. It would officially tie the Kardashian family to their most infamous rival for life. Again. The idea of facing another season of Chyna interviews, lawsuits, and chaos made Khloé's blood boil. But others saw something different. Strategy. A blind item started circulating online, hinting that Chyna was broke and looking to lock down a rarely seen reality TV heir. The post didn't name names, but everyone knew who it meant. It claimed her child support payments were dwindling, and that reconnecting with Rob might be her way of securing financial stability. But here's the twist. Rob isn't exactly rolling in millions himself. His hot sauce brand, clothing line, and even his sock company have all gone quiet. Some fans speculated that if anything, they might be helping each other survive financially. Maybe it wasn't manipulation, maybe it was mutual need. Either way, the optics were explosive. As for the Kardashians, damage control mode had officially begun. Kim was reportedly begging Rob to focus on his daughter, not his past. Kris started drafting PR statements. And Khloé? She was convinced this was history repeating itself, and that Chyna's comeback was no coincidence. But this wasn't just about money anymore. It was about revenge. And to understand why Khloé's panic runs this deep, you have to go back to where it all began. The lawsuit that nearly tore the Kardashian empire apart. To understand Khloé's fury, you have to remember what Blac Chyna once tried to do to the Kardashian empire. Destroy it from the inside out. Back in 2017, after her explosive breakup with Rob, Chyna didn't just walk away quietly. She went to war. She accused Kris, Kim, Khloé, and Kylie of sabotaging her entire career by allegedly convincing E! Network to cancel her reality show, Rob and Chyna. And she didn't sue for pocket change. She wanted over $100 million in damages. For the Kardashians, it wasn't just a lawsuit, it was humiliation. Every headline, every court document dragged the family through the mud. Khloé, who had always positioned herself as the loyal protector, suddenly became a defendant. She sat in court, listening to Chyna's lawyers claim that her family had blacklisted Chyna, cost her brand deals, and ruined her public image. The media feasted on every detail, every glare, every whispered exchange between Chyna's camp and Kris Jenner's. When the verdict finally came, Chyna lost. The jury ruled in favor of the Kardashians, but for Khloé, it didn't feel like a win. The damage was already done. The internet was divided, half calling the family manipulative, the other half praising them for surviving another scandal. Khloé especially walked away hardened. She once said, "It's hard to have a relationship with someone who sues you for hundreds of millions." That line became her mantra. So when Rob started liking Chyna's posts again, it wasn't just awkward. It reopened the scars of one of the darkest chapters in their family history. To Khloé, it wasn't nostalgia. It was betrayal dressed as romance. But as much as Khloé wanted to believe Chyna was back for revenge, others weren't so sure. Because the truth is, there was a time when Rob and Chyna's love wasn't toxic. It was real. And to understand how things got this messy, we need to revisit the wildest relationship the Kardashians have ever seen. Before the court cases, before the headlines, there was love, or at least what looked like it. When Rob Kardashian and Blac Chyna first went public in early 2016, it was the plot twist no one saw coming. Rob had been reclusive for years, barely appearing on Keeping Up with the Kardashians, struggling with his weight, mental health, and public image. Then suddenly, he was smiling again, posting selfies, buying roses, and calling Chyna the woman who saved him. Fans were shocked, the family was horrified, and tabloids couldn't keep up. It was chaotic, passionate, and doomed from the start. At first, Chyna seemed to bring out a side of Rob that people hadn't seen in years. He started working out again, talking about starting a family, and even launched a few business ventures. Their chemistry was undeniable, but their tempers were explosive. By the time baby Dream was born, their relationship was already cracking under pressure. Within weeks, accusations started flying: cheating, jealousy, money problems. Rob's infamous Instagram meltdown came next, where he posted private photos and rants that got his account shut down and his reputation shattered. The breakup was one of Hollywood's messiest public implosions. Chyna accused Rob of revenge posting and manipulation. Rob claimed she'd used him to get back at the Kardashians for how Kylie stole her ex, Tyga. It was pure chaos. Reality TV drama spilling into real life. But through all the madness, one thing was clear: when they were together, Rob seemed alive again. Healthier, happier, more hopeful. That's why, for some fans, their reunion doesn't look like a trap, it looks like redemption. Still, the question remains, has Chyna really changed? Or is Rob walking right back into the same storm that nearly destroyed him last time? And according to Chyna herself, she has changed. Completely. If there's one thing no one saw coming, it's Blac Chyna's rebirth. Over the past 2 years, she's been on a very public mission to shed her old image and rebuild herself from the ground up. Not as Blac Chyna, the scandal magnet, but as Angela White, the woman behind the headlines. And whether you love her or not, the transformation has been jaw-dropping. She started by literally dissolving her old self. In viral videos, Chyna revealed she was removing her face fillers, reducing her chest and hips, and reversing years of cosmetic surgery. "I want you all to be a part of my life-changing journey," she said. "I know I'm worth more than that." Fans were stunned. Then came another shocker. She deleted her $1 million OnlyFans account, the same platform that reportedly earned her over $20 million a year. She called it a dead end, saying she wanted to set a better example for her kids. Next came her baptism, a full-on spiritual rebirth, filmed and shared online. She spoke about healing, forgiveness, and finding faith after years of chaos. Even her name change, going by Angela White again, felt symbolic, like she was finally putting the Blac Chyna persona to rest. And you know what? It worked. Public opinion began to shift. People who once mocked her were now praising her for turning her life around. But there's one person who's not buying it: Khloé Kardashian. Insiders say Khloé doesn't believe a word of Chyna's redemption act. To her, this transformation is all PR. A soft rebrand designed to sneak her way back into the Kardashian circle through Rob. But some fans are starting to question Khloé's motives too. Why does she seem so desperate to break them apart? Is this about protecting her brother? Or protecting the Kardashian image? Because what happens next might expose something Khloé has spent years trying to keep buried. Behind Khloé's outrage, fans are starting to sense something deeper. Something that's been whispered about in the dark corners of Reddit threads and old gossip forums for years. Because this isn't the first time people have questioned just how close Khloé and Rob really are. From the beginning, Khloé has always called Rob her soul twin. She's referred to him as her baby, her best friend, even her other half. And while most of it might be innocent sibling affection, some fans swear the boundary between love and obsession has started to blur. Screenshots have resurfaced from past episodes of Keeping Up with the Kardashians showing Khloé reading Rob's explicit texts out loud, laughing, and calling them cute. Others remember how possessive she became whenever Rob started dating someone, especially Chyna. Back then, Khloé made it clear that she didn't trust Chyna, but fans now wonder if that distrust came from somewhere. Personal online threads are full of wild theories, from claims that Khloé has a control complex when it comes to her brother, to speculation that she sees Rob's partners as threats, not just outsiders. Even insiders have hinted that she often inserts herself into his relationships, acting more like a jealous ex than a sister. And with this rumored reconciliation, Khloé's panic looks less like concern and more like territorial rage. Of course, no one in the family would ever confirm that. The Kardashians are masters at keeping the ugliest truths off camera. But one thing's certain, Khloé's obsession with protecting Rob might not be about his well-being at all. It might be about keeping control. And just when fans thought the drama had reached its peak, another familiar face jumped into the chaos. One that made everything 10 times messier. Because guess who decided to speak up? Tyga. Just when the Kardashians thought things couldn't get any messier, Tyga entered the chat, and with him came a wave of chaos that only he could deliver. The rapper, who shares a son with Blac Chyna and famously dated Kylie Jenner, suddenly started posting a string of coincidental stories. Cryptic quotes about knowing your worth, not repeating mistakes, and some people never change. Fans didn't need a detective badge to connect the dots. This was shade, pure and simple. According to several gossip blogs, Tyga has been privately reaching out to Rob, warning him not to fall for Chyna again. One insider even claimed that Tyga told Rob, "She'll play you the same way she played me." The irony didn't go unnoticed. The same man who left Chyna for Kylie, sparking one of the messiest love triangles in Kardashian history, was now pretending to be her moral compass. It was like Hollywood's most toxic full-circle moment. And while Tyga's cryptic posts might seem petty, They reopened old wounds. People remembered how Chyna and Tyga's split had triggered an entire domino effect of chaos. Kylie flaunting the new relationship online, Chyna retaliating by dating Rob, Khloé publicly taking sides, and the family quietly turning what could have been a private feud into global entertainment. Now, almost a decade later, it feels like the same script is playing out again, just with new stakes. Tyga's trying to rewrite history, Chyna's trying to rewrite her image, and Rob's caught in the middle of both. Fans are calling it Kardashian karma, where every player from the old drama has circled back to face the consequences. And through it all, one thing has become painfully clear. For the Kardashians, the past never stays buried. But what's about to happen next might shake the entire family all over again. Because if the rumors are true, Blac Chyna's comeback might collide head-on with the Kardashians' biggest fear. At this point, the Kardashian universe feels like it's spinning in a perfect storm of déjà vu. Khloé's spiraling, Tyga's throwing shade from the sidelines, and Blac Chyna, Angela White, is stepping right back into the spotlight like she never left. Rob, once again, is caught between his family's control and his own desperate search for peace. It's a story we've seen before, but this time, the stakes feel higher. Because this isn't 2016 anymore. The world's changed. The Kardashians have changed, and so has Chyna. To some, this looks like karma. A decade of buried drama resurfacing at the worst possible moment. To others, it's a rare shot at redemption. Maybe Chyna really has turned over a new leaf. Maybe Rob deserves a second chance at happiness. Or maybe this is just another round of the same toxic cycle, dressed up in new PR-friendly packaging. Because one thing the Kardashians know better than anyone is how to rebrand a disaster. Still, for all their power, money, and media control, they can't stop the internet from choosing sides. And right now, that's exactly what's happening. Fans are flooding timelines with takes. Dr. Team Chyna versus Team Khloé, old clips resurfacing, and wild theories about what's really going on behind the scenes. It's messy. It's chaotic. It's everything the Kardashians claim they've outgrown, yet can't seem to escape. And as for Khloé, she might think she's protecting her family, but from the outside, it looks more like she's protecting a legacy built on control. The same control that's slipping. One headline at a time. Because if Chyna really is pregnant again, if Rob really did let her back in, then this isn't just another scandal. It's the start of a whole new war, one the Kardashians might not be able to win this time. So, what do you think? Is this redemption revenge or just another rerun of reality TV gone wrong? Drop your thoughts below and buckle up. Because if history has taught us anything, it's that with this family, the drama never ends.